Good evening, everyone. In the previous session of consumer behavior, I explained about Neo-Freudian theory, and I explained around three theories given by three authors. Now, these theories are not in accordance with the Freudian theory of personality. These authors disagree with the points and different aspects of Freudian theory, and that's why they created a different theory of personality. Okay, in today's session, I am going to explain another theory of personality which is called self-concept. So first of all, I am going to explain what is self-concept theory, and then I am going to explain what are the various three important aspects of self-concept theory. Okay, so let's begin the session. So first of all, this theory can also be termed as self-concept theory or self and self-image theory. So as consumers, it is believed that we consumers have variety of images of ourselves, and that image is reflected, or we try to project our image through the products that we use. For example, if a person wants to show his or her status, showing people that he or she belongs to a very high status, and in India and all over the world, status is represented through money only, having expensive products, having expensive cars and all that. So those kind of people would like to project their personality in order to show to other people, and they will purchase expensive items, expensive products, just to reflect their personality. So in the same way, people having different types of self image, and they would definitely project their personality by the use of different products. Okay, for example, a person who believes in healthy living always uses product which are healthy in nature. They would definitely purchase those products which are completely healthy, do not have any kind of artificial substance. There are many people who do not believe in wastages, or do not believe in use of plastic consumption. So their lifestyle, the products that we use, that depends upon their personality. So that's why our personality is projected through the products that we consume. So as in general term, it is believed that we human beings do not have one type of self-concept or one type of self-image. We have created a image of ourselves, and that image we would prefer to represent it to the society, to our surrounding. It simply means that the way that we see ourselves, we would prefer other people to also see us in that manner. Usually people try to hide their negative aspects and show their positive image, so that we assume that we expect others also to see our positive image, not to go through, not to look into our negative aspects. So as human beings, we have different images, and these images may come out depending upon different situation. For example, when we are living with our family, we are behaving very normal, very natural. We do not have to be, we can say, we do not have to pretend to be proper and all that. We can be ourselves with the people. For example, with our friends and family, we totally become ourselves. We do not try to pretend or do something which is extremely formal or something. But when we are in a business meeting, or when we are working in our office, or somewhere, some place, official place like that, we prefer to have a particular kind of behavior, particular kind of image. So here we can also say that we have different types of images, and those images come out depending upon the situation, depending upon the surrounding. With family and friends, we have different kind of image. With colleagues, with superiors, subordinates, and with unknown strangers also, we have different kinds of image. Okay, so according to Rosenberg, he defines self-concept as the totality of individuals' thoughts and feelings having reference himself as an object. So the basic approach of self-concept is that we human beings, we have different types of thoughts and feelings, and we refer ourselves as an object. As an object, what kind of feelings and thoughts we have? and what kind of feelings and thoughts we want others to see, we want to represent ourselves. So that is the way of, or that is the actual meaning of self concept, the totality of individuals feeling and thoughts that we have created, assuming ourselves as an object. Okay, so that was the point of view of Rosenberg. And here there is another aspect also, that consumers prefer those products in which their self concept is congruent with the product user image. It simply means that what kind of product we prefer to use. For example, fairness cream. The people are obsessed with fairness and they purchase fairness cream, and they use those products because they relate to such kind of products. That is the basic use, that is the basic point. So as consumers, whatever products we purchase, we see ourselves using those products, and the persons and the people, sorry, and the people who are advertising or endorsing that product, we see that this image of the product actually is suitable with our personality, and that's why we purchase the product. So our self image, we see our self image using that product because we find some similarity between our personality and the some of the properties of the product. For example, like I said, a person would prefer to show his or her status, and they would purchase an expensive car, whether it is a Mercedes, BMW, or expensive sports car. So they prefer to have expensive cars. So they are representing, they are projecting their personality, their self image, and they can relate their self image with the with that product, because that expensive cars represent high status, quality, means it is different from other products. So because of that kind of similarity, people want to show, if they want to show their high status, they prefer to purchase those expensive cars. So whatever product we consume, we must see that our self image is in accordance with the product. For example, like I said, a person who does not believe in using plastic, that person would not prefer a product which has plastic, or which is contained in a plastic container. So those people cannot contradict with their self image, so they use the products which they feel it is similar to their self image. So this is the self concept theory. So as human beings, we have different types of self images, depending upon people, and self image comes out depending upon the situation and the people around us. And we as consumers use those products in which we feel that there is some kind of similarity between our self image and the product. Okay, so this is the basic meaning of self concept theory. So the self-concept theory actually has three important aspects: one or multiple selves, extended selves, and altered self. So first of all, either a person will have one type of self or multiple selves. Like I said, having different types of images which comes out depending upon different situation. Extended self means that is also having different types of self, and uh, means it is an extension of our personality, not completely different from our personality, but each and every self will be an extension of our personality. Altered self means how we would prefer to change our personality or change our self image. So these are the three important aspects of self concept theory. So the first aspect of self concept theory is one or multiple self. So it is always believed that as consumers we have one type of self image, and we always purchase and consume those products which will satisfy our self image, the single or one self image that we have. But that is not absolutely correct, because like I said, when situation changes, our behavior, our image, our presentation, our personality, the way we handle the situation, those things also change. So that's why it is believed that people have multiple selves, and these multiple selves always come out depending upon different situation, depending upon the people who are around us, and how we handle different kind of situation, what is our approach in handling different kind of situation. Now, one or multiple selves occur through the following ways. The first one is role identities. So first of all, as human being, we play different kind of role. We play a role of a family member, whether there is a father, son, brother. So this is the role that we play within our family. Outside our family, we also play different types of role. So for every type of role, we have a separate self-image. Clear? So it is proof that as individuals we have different image. For example, a person, when the person was young, would prefer those products for himself, but when the person becomes father, the same product, the person won't allow his son or daughter to consume it, because the person has changed the role that he used to play. Before that he was a son, and he was being himself, and he used to purchase many products. But when that person become father, the consumption of product changes, and what the person feels that what is correct for his daughter or son, that also changes. So there are many times the products that we consume ourselves, we do not like our family members to consume those products, that because of role identities. That's why it is said that as human beings we have different images, and we have different, we can say self cons or multiple selves. The next one is social interaction. So obviously when we interact with people, we do not behave in the same manner depending upon with whom we interact. The way we behave with our friends, the same way is not used when we interact with our superior, subordinate, or someone we have met just few minutes before. So our social interaction also depends upon the person with whom we are interacting, and what kind of relationship we have with that person. So that is also an example, we can say example of multiple selves, because the way we behave it at home, we do not behave in the same manner outside our house. The next one is looking glass self. This simply means that imagining how the other people would react by the statement or by our behavior. For example, there is a different situation, and we behave in a particular manner, we talk in a certain manner, and during that time we assume what kind of reaction the person would give. So that is called looking glass self. So in our mind we prefer to interact in that way, that if I will say those things to that person, the person will react in these manners, on this manner. So that is called looking glass self. So our multiple selves comes out with these when we have different roles to play, when we interact with other people, and we imagine what other people would react to our statement or to our behavior. Okay. The next one is classification of multiple selves. So here you can see that there are four types of selves: ideal self, actual self, social self image, and fantasy self image. So ideal self is something that each and everyone would prefer to have, but they actually don't have it. The ideal self means the person, the image that everyone's respect, the image which is represented in the society, the image which is good to everyone, a positive, a very a person with a very high self image. So that is called ideal self. The second one is actual self, means the personality, the features, the attitudes that we actually possess. We may not want those attitude, personality aspects or attitude, but we possess that. That is our real or actual self. So our ideal self may be completely different from our actual self also. Ideal self means the self that that we want to achieve in our life. That is called ideal self. Actual self means the self that we actually have at present. Next one is social self-image. It simply means that how we prefer others to look at us. We do not want other people to know our negative aspects or things which are not right. So that is our social image. We want other people to respect us, to consider as a good human being. So that is the social image that we want to have in the society, the point of view through which people will look at us. That is called social self image. And fantasy self image means it is something that we imagine ourselves in a state which gives us happiness or something. For example, we always assume ourselves that we have become very rich, we have too much amount of money, we are in an extremely good situation where there is no problem at all, no conflict, no criticism, nothing. And these fantasy self are used by many of the companies to encourage people to purchase the product. For example, when you consume a product, you go or you become better, or your attitude changes, your personality changes, and you become successful in your life. That is the fantasy self image. Like the example I'm giving, the fairness cream example, most of the time they show that when you are having a dull skin, or we can say dark skin, darker complexion, it is not considered. Means people cannot, women cannot, specifically women cannot become successful if they have darker skin. So you need to apply our cream so that you can become successful. That is the fantasy self image concept, which is used by the companies to increase their sales, and to encourage consumers to purchase their product. So this is about one or multiple self. Another one is extended self. So extended self, like I said, it is not different from the actual personality of a person. It is just the extension of the actual image of the person. See, as human beings, we are always attached to many things that we use, and we see those products and those elements as our extended self. So many people do not go out with their mobile phone. Many people have attachment regarding certain products in the house. So those elements or those products are considered our extended self. So extended self can be based on, or we can say extended self belong to different levels. The first one is individual level. So as human beings, we consume different types of products. So individual level, we have, we can say, the phone that we use and the things that are there in the phone actually represents our extended self. The laptop, the things that we actually use, that is called our extended self. The product that we use, like whether we carry a bag, whether we wear a particular kind of shoe, that is individual level extended self. Okay. The next one is family level, like the products that are part of our household, like furniture, or any item which is there to just enhance the beauty of the house, that represents our family level extended self. How we would prefer to show our house to other, how we would like to decorate our house, what kind of products that we want to have in our house so that our life can become more and more easier. Those things represent our family level extended self. The next one is community level. Community level means the neighborhood in which we live. That represents our community level extended self. The place in which we live, the people with whom we associate, that comes under community level. Then comes group level, our friend circle with whom we are very close. That also represents our extended self. See, you must have heard many times that be with good people, have good friends in your life, because your friends represent what kind of person you are also. So that is called group level extended self. The people with whom we socialize, we not just socialize, we are in very good terms with them, we have very good relationship, friendship with them, and those people actually represent some part of our personality, because obviously we will make friendship with those kind of people with whom we have certain kind of similarity. So that's why at group level also we have extended self, in terms of our family, sorry, friends and other people with whom we socialize on a regular basis, or with whom we have very good and healthy relationship. Okay. The next is altered self. Altered self, it says that our self image or our self can be altered or changed through the following ways. So first of all, altered self means that we as human beings, like I said, we can never live in isolation. We always prefer to become part of a group, part of a society. And in order to become part of a group or a society, we alter ourselves. We make necessary changes in ourselves so that we can be accepted by a group of people or by a society. So that is called alteration of self. And there are various ways in which we alter ourselves so that we can fit into different groups. We can be accepted by different groups and society. Okay, so the first one is getting an education. So obviously a higher education means a respectable position. Society would respect us because we have a high level education. We become knowledgeable person, because education represents the maturity level that people have, how, to what extent they are broad minded, to what extent they can easily understand a difficult situation and they can manage a situation. And basically it also reflects the way the people live in a civilized society. So education brings more confidence, brings more acceptance in the society. So that's why people try to get more and more educated so that they can get that kind of respect from the society which they deserve and which they actually want. So getting an education can alter a self. Means suppose you are having one type of education and you want to go for higher education, so definitely yourself will be altered. The next one is changing clothes and accessory. Many people do that in order to fit into a group of people with whom they want to socialize and with whom they want to hang out. So that's why people change the way they dress, the accessories, the products that they use. So that is all because they want to impress a group of people. They do not want to look completely different from that. So that's why changing clothes and accessory is also one of the way of altering the self. The next one is using self-altering products like cosmetics, the things that helps us to look better or fit into the standard which is created by the society. For example, as we are Indians, we would always expect people to wear Indian outfit in any kind of festival or any kind of function, family function or something like that. We do not want we do not expect people to wear Western outfit in a festival or in a function. So we use those kind of products which make us look similar with the people, with the group of people with whom we want to get associated. So we use different kind of self altering products to make us more confident, to make us, or like I said, to belong to a particular group or a society. The next one is getting makeover, means changing what we usually wear or what we usually use to use those kind of products. For example, the way we dress, the way we walk, the way we talk, these are the things that are changed from time to time, and we change those things so that we can fit into one particular group. So that is called getting a makeover, means changing ourselves in different ways, whether in terms of cloth, whether in terms of makeup, or whether in terms of products that we use. Okay, so these are the different ways where self can be easily altered by ourselves. Okay, the next aspect of self concept theory, or we can say another important aspect, is virtual personality. So, what is virtual personality? First of all, as the way we are, and nowadays we are using too much of internet and all that. And in internet, we create for ourselves a different kind of personality. It may be an ideal personality, or it may be something to show that we are very strong, or something may be completely different or may be completely similar. But through online profiles, we can have different types of personality. One person can have 10 types of profile, having 10 types of personality. So this modern technology actually helps people to try different personality and different identities, and then they can understand how other people react to such kind of personality. So this is helps in discovering the real personality within ourselves. Or see, suppose we have created one type of online personality for ourselves, which is appreciated, which is loved by many other people. So we would also like to use some of the personality traits or bring some kind of traits into our real personality. So it helps us to actually discover ourselves. What is the it helps, like I said, it helps us to try many different types of personality, through which we can find out which personality will suit us or which personality is actually acceptable by the society. And many companies collect these profiles from different sites, different websites, and they collect this profiles so that these people can actually become consumers of their products based on the different traits of the personality, characteristics of the personality. They see a prospective buyer for their product, and they use this kind of profiles and in that way they pursue them in order to purchase a product. For example, everyone nowadays is using Facebook, and when we use Facebook, we find different types of advertisement. Now, those advertisements are not for everyone. It depend. They go through our data, personal data that we have mentioned in the Facebook account, the pages that we visit, the types of pages that we like or dislike or we comment. They analyze all those aspects and then send some of the advertisements based on that personality, virtual personality of ours. They send some kind of advertisement which in which we may be interested based on the feedback that we give to Facebook in terms of dislikes, the pages that we have searched. So that is one way through companies persuade the consumers to purchase their product. Okay, by influencing or by understanding the personality of the consumers. Okay, so this is all about self-concept theory and virtual personality. So this is the last topic of your second unit. In the next session, I'm going to explain a case study in detail, and then you all are going to write the solution and send it to me, and then your second unit will be over. Okay, so like I said, this is the last topic of the second unit. That's it for today. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.